Another issue worthy of attention in the production process is where the mobile phone is produced. Many well-known mobile phone manufacturers around the world, such as Apple and Samsung, will choose to locate their production plants overseas, especially in Southeast Asian countries due to the cost problem. And the main production bases of Samsung brand are in China, Vietnam, India, Indonesia, Brazil, and other countries. However, in recent years, as the um, development of developing countries has gradually has um, in the future, more and more brands are considering where these mobile phone factories will be located. And another problem is the logistics and transportation of the mobile phones. Mobile phones need to integrate various high precision components. How to make various downstream suppliers cooperate to ensure the production schedule is a big problem. And next parts of this stage is operation and support parts. This stage is still designed to deal with various accidents and problems in the process, solving many problems, including problems that may occur during installation and production. Whether there are problems with incompatibility between new and old devices, system upgrade problems, error detection problems, maintenance problems, interaction and compatibility problems with other systems, logistics support problems, etc. And first, we need to know that unlike complex structures such as railway stations and aerospace bases, mobile phones doesn't need to be installed with large external equipment, and is not a complicated installation system. But among the core components of new smartphones, 5G related technologies require a large number of base stations to be laid. 5G base stations are very complex to build and need to interact with a large number of external systems. The 5G base station is responsible for providing signal coverage and realizing signal transmission between the wired communication network and wireless terminals. And several key technology of 5G base station include MR technology, 64QAM technology, anti-interference technology, and massive MIMO technology. And we will introduce these technologies in the following statements. The first technology we will introduce is MR technology. MR technology is a network environment assessment technology. This technology will transmit the collected network environment information to the administrator, who will evaluate the current network environment, including the signal strength and infections received, etc. Through this technology, technicians can quickly find signal coverage blind areas, which saves a lot of manpower and material resources compared with traditional manual detection methods. And the next technology is 64QAM technology. 64QAM can reasonably increase SINR, helping a more reasonable planning of 5G network coverage. At the same time, when 5G signals are covered, two core frequency signals may have different degrees of coverage, interference, and cancellation. This technology can help optimize and reduce this problem. And the application of 64QAM in 5G network communication is divided into two parts, namely modulation and demodulation. All in all, the last stage MR technology is for improving the coverage of the 5G technology, and this 64QAM technology is for improved quality of 5G signals and let users enjoy high quality service of 5G technology. And the next technology is anti-interference technology. It is a crucial technology in the development of 5G, as 5G technology itself is applied to a large number of complex strong signal radio components, and the installation location of these components and the overall circuit design are very complicated. Therefore, the signals of these devices will interfere with each other, reducing the sensitivity of the signal. And at the same time, errors in the installation process in correctly transmitted signals will cause signal interference. So the technology of anti-interference must be considered during the engineering process, and there must be major plans for the interfere situations. And the next important technology is massive MIMO technology, which means multiple input and multiple output technology, making full use of space resources by setting up multiple antennas at both ends of the communication stage. This technology is to improve system reliability, increase spectral efficiency, also improves power efficiency. The gain effect of MIMO technology is greatly reduced, and in 5G technology, the antenna configuration will be greatly increased, bringing a process from qualitative change to quantitative change for MIMO technology. Uh, and in recent years, the many brands are considering to improve the MIMO technology and make lots of experiments. And it can be expected in the future, MIMO technology can be better applied in 5G technology. And the next stage, we are talking about the system engineering challenges. We list five main challenges in this stage. They are 5G technology challenge, the MWC cancellation challenge, the supply chain challenge, the AI function challenge, and the price challenge. And first, first, due to the impacts of epidemic this year, the World's Mobile Communications Exhibition, which is MWC, that will be held in previous years has been cancelled. This undoubtedly completely disrupted the important marketing rhythm of major brands. Since MWC is very important, and all the countries and customers will consider the production in this exhibition, and they will focus on this exhibition. So for many famous smartphone brands, this exhibition is very important for their whole year's plan. And another thing, another important cost issue that the global offline stores and of major brands are now unable to open due to the epidemic situation. But even if work is allowed to resume in some areas, the flow of people will be greatly affected. At the same time, the rent and the employee expenses need to be normal payment. Whether it is necessary to selectively close some offline stores or dismiss some employees requires careful decisions by major smartphone manufacturers. And next set challenge is the supply chain. Um, and the smartphone industry uh, face uh, needs to face because the inefficient capacity of the supply chain. Since the beginning of the new year, many upstream suppliers of smartphones have not fully recovered their production capacity, and the manufacture of smartphones cannot lack any kinds of the parts. So for these parts, there must be alternate options. For example, use other components to replace the former one, or use other factories to replace the suppliers at present. And another challenge the smartphone manufacturing faced is 5G technology. As mentioned in the previous analysis, the number of base stations required for 5G technology is far more than the current number of 4G base stations. And there are problems such as signal interference. Moreover, it is not optimistic at present for the economic situation. Under the economic situation, whether the governments of various countries will make 5G construction a key area and whether the technical standards of various countries can be unified are issues that deserve continuous attention. But no matter how, the improvement of 5G technology to the smartphone industry will undoubtedly be huge. And another challenge is how many AI functions can be completed. Since we all know that a very important new function of the advanced smartphone is the AI functions. And customers are expected these new fancy functions, but also due to the impact of the epidemic, major universities around the world have reduced their budgets, and the progress of many research projects has been affected. These labs have very close cooperation with major mobile phone brands. So the completion progress and the testing of AI functions still need to be tested in detail before the phone is launched. And we all hope that the normal research process could be going on and the AI functions could be used in the smartphone as soon as possible. And the last challenges we listed is price. It can be foreseen that the consumer's purchasing intention and the purchasing power will decrease compared with previous years. And there are many news such as people losing their jobs or the country and many companies are closed their factories, their stores in the worldwide. So the economic situation is not very optimistic. So the price of the advanced smartphone is very important. If a higher price is launched without major technology, the updated new models may not be accepted by the market. For most customers, the improvement of camera pixels or the optimization of the operating system may not be a rigid requirement for the purchase of new phones. Therefore, manufacturers may need to pay more attention to the higher performance chips and other hardware improvements. And also at the same time, they need to control the cost within a reasonable range. And the last part of the system engineering analysis is summary and lessons learned. First, from the analysis, we could know that the amount of mobile phones is very large, and so we could say that the era is the era of the smartphones. Education, communications, medical care, finance, all walks of life are inseparable from the influence of smartphones. At the same time, smartphones also carriers of various high technologies. Um, so, in the future, the development of smartphones is still important. And another thing we could know that the challenge for 2020 is really huge. At present, more than half of 2020 has passed. How to restart the economy and how to resume production is a problem that the government and the enterprises need to think together. And the final thinking is that is for the AI chip industry. The obvious bottleneck of the AI chip is the set architecture. Von Neumann bottleneck, which is a storage performance bottleneck, and many brands are working to solve this problem. But at the same time, in terms of AI chips, although um, it is still monopolized by the traditional giants, it is still not a foregone conclusion. So for the new brands, they still have chances. And these are all the system engineering analysis for the manufacture of the smartphone. And system engineering analysis is a really useful tool for analyzing the complicated systems.